Alright, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Artemis, and I'm doing my country study project on the Netherlands. Um, Before we get too in-depth with this, I would like to ask two questions real quick. How many people in here have been to the Netherlands by a show of hands? Alright, how many of y'all traveled to Amsterdam while in the Netherlands? Alright, cool. Well, the Netherlands is a constitutional monarchy located in northwestern Europe. It is bordered by the North Sea, Belgium is to the south, and Germany is to the east. The current borders were established in 1839. People often refer to the Netherlands as Holland. Even the Dutch people use the name when they talk about their country, but unfortunately it is incorrect. Holland are the two provinces in the western part of the Netherlands, divided into two parts, north and south. Talking about the business opportunities, I'm going to be talking about the tourism aspect. The Netherlands has always been considered to be the ideal gateway to the European market. Many international companies have a base in this country, enabling them to offer top quality service and quick deliveries to their clients throughout the European Union and beyond. Some important factors are great location within Europe. The Netherlands has excellent seaports and airports, but I think most of all, hands down, tourism is the biggest sector as far as the country is concerned whenever it comes to economics. There was a strong growth in the number of inbound tourists visiting the Netherlands in 2006. Many tourists come from the United States. The other two places, Germany and Belgium, are also big providers of tourists to the Netherlands. Americans love the Netherlands due to the fact that you don't need to learn or know a foreign language to communicate with others overseas. One thing Americans don't like is the exchange rate between the dollar and the euro. I guess I have another real quick question for the people who have been to the Netherlands. Why did y'all go to the Netherlands? Was it because of the clogs, the tulips, or even the windmills? Or was it because of other reasons? One of the most lenient states, I think, is the Netherlands. The Ministry of Health, Welfare, and Sport coordinates Dutch policy on drugs. I know I read an article the other day pertaining to the debate in South Africa whether legalizing cannabis could help in cutting crime and provide a substantial income and encourage tourism. Well, in the whole world, the Dutch model is the obvious one to follow, if not the only one to follow. Dutch policy on drugs makes a distinction between cannabis and hard drugs based on the different health risks. The number of drug-related deaths in the Netherlands is the lowest in Europe. This emerged from a study done at the University of Lisbon. The risk due to time constraints, I'm going to talk about as well tourism. Americans are afraid of the euro anxiety. If you're traveling to Europe, you will most certainly be affected by the weaker dollar. In countries where the euro has already replaced local currencies such as Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, and Greece, American tourists can expect to pay 18% or more for hotels and meals. And this is definitely a risk due to tourists traveling to the Netherlands. Moving on to the court system, the Netherlands has been a parliamentary democracy since 1848 and a constitutional monarchy since 1815. Before that, it has been a republic from 1581 to 1806 and a kingdom between 1806 and 1810. The Netherlands is described as a constitutional state, which means majority rule, for example, Belgium and Switzerland. The head of state is the monarch. At present is Queen Beatrix. Constitutionally, the monarch still has considerable powers, but Parliament in countries like this make the rules and regulations. Still under court system, the Supreme Court of the Netherlands is the supreme judiciary body. It is staffed by 35 justices, a president, and 6 vice presidents whose principal task is to supervise the administration of justice and to review the judgment of the lower courts. Once a case reaches the Supreme Court, the facts of the case are no longer in question and cannot be disputed. The 19 district courts are divided into 5 courts of appeal, which include Amsterdam, The Hague, and 3 other courts as well. Civil and criminal cases, the Court of Appeal deals with cases where an appeal has been lodged against the judgment passed by the district court. Its job is to re-examine the facts and research its own conclusion in some cases. You may appeal further to the Supreme Courts. This is like the United States model. Contracts, mentioning that briefly. Competition law, known in the United States as antitrust law, pretty much is dealing with the same things that the European law. Since the 20th century, competition law has become a global issue. The 2 largest and most influential systems of competition regulation are the United States antitrust law and the European community competition law. After the Berlin Wall, after World War II and the fall of the Berlin Wall, I should say, was the new phases of the legislative updates that the European Union took to mandate the new rules and regulations pertaining to the antitrust laws, just like the United States had updated its rules and regulations. But this pretty much sums up my presentation.